Hi, I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. And we have this March 21st, 2026 article on Coinpedia. Tokenization hearing confirmed. Clarity Act stablecoin deal done in principle. A big week for crypto. That sounds very interesting since many are waiting for the Clarity Act to move forward, and we're going to talk about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
And I hope the mic does sound right. This article here came out on the 21st. Today is actually the 23rd of March. It's 2 days old. It's a 2-minute read. We're going to talk about it. But the highlights are that Congress just confirmed a dedicated tokenization hearing for March 25th, Wednesday. They say Thursdays are nice, said by so many in the Ripple team. The Clarity Act's biggest obstacle in months was just resolved in principle by two key senators. Senator Moreno has warned that if this bill doesn't pass by May, crypto legislation may not move again for years. The scare tactics. Crypto legislation is going to move as it needs to move in order for the United States of America to continue to be a head financial nation just as much as it's a head military nation. And as the administration likes to say, the crypto capital of the world. So those scare tactics don't scare me any. I hope they don't scare you any, because they are going to make sure that they protect, of all things, the money. And the direction of money nowadays is blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, artificial intelligence, and virtual money, not paper money. It says two things happened in Washington this week that the crypto industry has been waiting years for, and they arrived at the same time. The House Financial Services Committee has scheduled a hearing titled Tokenization and the Future of Securities Modernizing Our Capital Markets for Wednesday, the 25th at 10 a.m. Blockchain Association CEO Summer Mersinger is among the confirmed witnesses. Okay, now it says waiting for this and arriving at the same time as if it's coincidental. It's not. The hearing, first reported by Fox Business journalist Eleanor Terrett on X, will bring together lawmakers and industry voices to formally examine how tokenization fits into the future of U.S. financial markets. It's one of the most significant congressional hearings on tokenization to date, and it lands in the same week the Clarity Act's most stubborn obstacle was removed. That's not an accident. People don't believe that it is.
And if you like the content I'm providing, please make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications, and then come back for more DK Will Talk About It.
The stablecoin standoff is over, almost, because it says that Senator Tom Tillis and Angela Brooks announced they have reached an agreement in principle on stablecoin yield, the provision that had blocked the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act from advancing for months. I have not been shy on expressing my viewpoint on it. And the banks are concerned of a flight risk of deposits because stablecoins are paying better gains than they are on deposits, on demand deposits, in this instance for the banks. And I find it very ironic that the banks are fighting, helping, and being more beneficial to the people they service, which are the account holders, us. And so they argue against the stablecoin enactment because of the stablecoin platform specifically, because the stablecoins are paying people money that they deserve. I have videos about that. I'll put the cards for those videos in this video. Pay attention to the upper right hand corner. They may have already gone by or they will be coming by. Senator also Brooks told Politico, we've come a long way, and I think what it will do is to allow us to protect innovation, but also gives us the opportunity to prevent widespread deposit flight. Okay, I think it should be competitive. And if deposit flight is the outcome because the banks are not servicing as well as the stablecoin platforms are, then the banks should suffer. That's a fair and equitable capital market in a capitalist country where supply and demand determines a lot, not manipulation of legislation. But that's the way they're doing it now, the manipulation of legislation. If the banks want to compete with the crypto platforms, they need to modernize their systems. They need to get on board. They need to join the game. There's nothing preventing the banks from doing the stablecoin business. The Stablecoin Act, or the Genius Act that's already passed, determines who is able to create stablecoins. And quite honestly, the regular Joe can't do it. But the banks surely have the qualifications to do so, and they have the funds to buy the treasuries to back up their money. So, in other words, it would kill the fractional banking and force the banks to actually have the money backing the deposits they say they have and the loans they say they give. So, the banks are arguing for survival. They're arguing for keeping their old system, for the good old boy network that has not been beneficial to the average consumer, is as they call us. But crypto seems to want to democratize finance and democratize money making opportunities and make them on a level playing field. And that's exactly what they're going to be. So I'm interested to see just what agreement they've come to in principle. Is it going to hurt us or going to help us? That's going to tell a lot. Senator Tillis, while cautious, said he feels like we're in a good place, adding that he still plans to review the details with industry stakeholders before moving forward. Now, I don't know who's on what side in this. I don't know where also Brooks stands as opposed to where Tillis stands, but I will find out. I can tell you that after this. It says the window is nearer. It says with the stablecoin yield compromise in place. That's a bad sign already. With the stablecoin yield compromise in place, the Senate Banking Committee markup is now targeted for the second half of April, likely the weeks beginning April 13 or April 20 following the Easter recess. Senator Moreno has directed about the stakes if the bill does not pass by May, digital asset legislation may not move again for the foreseeable future. Now, they're not going to let the crypto industry run off the borders of the United States, so they're going to figure it out one way or the other. Senate floor time is under pressure from unrelated priorities, including the Republican voter ID bill and ongoing developments around the Iran conflict. So it's a matter of politics. It's politics and leveraging and positioning to get what they want out of the deals by mixing the outcome of other deals in an effort to secure their each individual agendas. As you are well aware, I am politically neutral, but I still know how to call a fight and a kiss a kiss. I still call a spade when I see it. And what I see here is a whole lot of jockeying for position and leveraging to get one's way with the threat of hurting one or the other. And in the case of voter ID and Iran conflict and legislation for cryptocurrencies, among many others. Issues around DeFi treatment, ethics provisions, and a potential attachment of community bank deregulation to the bill still require resolution before a broad bipartisan vote becomes possible. Okay, this is DK. We'll talk about it. Bipartisan, two parts. I am a Christian, y'all, and a house that's divided cannot stand. And they even call it the House of Representatives. And the House is divided. That's not a good outlook for this country. And what really confuses me is this in a political environment. If they're of the people, for the people, by the people, and they're trying to do what's best for the people, how can they not come to agree on what's best for the people? It's ridiculous. And it's another reason why I don't involve myself in politics. It says this development follows the SEC and CTS landmark joint classification of 16 crypto assets as digital commodities earlier this week. We do recall that. Surprisingly, Shiba Inu was in the mix. The most significant U.S. crypto regulatory action in a decade, reinforcing a pattern of accelerating policy momentum in Washington. And that's why I say this is not gonna happen. This May deadline gonna last for years. It's not gonna happen. They're going to make it happen one way or the other. The tokenization hearing on March the 25th, this Wednesday, and the Clarity Act's path toward an April markup represent back-to-back milestones. Whether the legislative window holds is the only question left. Well, I'm answering the question in my humble opinion. I don't know if I'm right. We'll find out if I'm right. But I am fully aware that they are going to move forward and they are going to make sure that the United States is and will remain the crypto capital of the world. I'm DK Will. This is DK Will Talk About It. I got other things to talk about. I'll make more videos. Come check them out. And I talked about it.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.